Okay, don't worry if you can't see my head. It's fine. It's all good. It's a quick and dirty video anyways. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be taking this here Tonex pedal for a spin. Yeah, got this about 2 weeks ago. And, well, actually I got it a lot longer ago than that, but I've been using it for about 2 weeks. And I'm going to share my thoughts with you. Stay tuned. Okay, and yeah, camera's not framed super good, but it's quick and dirty. I would rather you see the guitar because it's more about the guitar and the pedals. So hopefully you can hear that okay. So that right there is a little bit of sound with the IK Multimedia Tonex pedal. And I guess the big question is, like, you know, who are they making this pedal for? Well, I would say people would be people who want to just kind of mess around in their broom. Beyond that, is it a pro grade product? Maybe. Let me give you an idea of what my application is, and it's pretty simple. It's jamming with a band. We happen to go into a mixer and then record the jams on a computer, and we listen back on headphones. Simple as that. Does the Tonex do a good job of that? No. No, it's actually really a pain in the ass. Not only does it have pretty piss poor UI, because basically, like, when you're trying to change settings and stuff like that, you've got two different menus to use. You've got, you know, a really antiquated screen. I understand where Tonex or where IK Multimedia is coming from, because this is based on their X series pedals. And this was just, hey, we can, you know, make it so that you can do amp modeling, or I should say, yeah, I mean amp modeling of actual amplifiers that you have. You can capture those, and then you can basically have them with you on stage. The problem is, unless you have them perfectly dialed in every time, good luck. It's a pain in the hole to adjust this thing. Add to that the software on the computer. It doesn't do everything for you. What you can do is you can create a preset on there, take the preset and copy it onto here, which, by the way, that's the only way you can get your own impulse responses onto this unit. Once you've moved them over on a preset, then you can use them elsewhere. Kind of strange, but if that's how you got to load it, that's how you got to load it. It's just clunky, you know? So basically what I did was I spent some time. I took a capture of my own Crepe Blue Voodoo amp, which is that guy up right behind me here. And I took a professional capture of a Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier. Both were boosted, and I'll show you what those sound like here in 2 seconds. But just know that I've spent countless hours trying to tweak with this to get it to sound even, you know, remotely good. So this is about as good as I've been able to do on the Tonex. Keep in mind the dual rectifier one has its own Mesa cab IR built in, so I just use that. With the Crepe Blue Voodoo one, I used the cabinet that I'm very familiar with, the cab capture that I'm very familiar with, and it comes from one of the Christian Cola packs. So basically, it's also a professionally done IR. I've generally got really good sounds out of it with a lot of other modeling, like whether it's an actual plugin or whether it's a device. And on this one, you be the judge. So here is a dual rectifier. horrible. Anyways, dual rectifier. Now, this is my capture of a Crate Blue Voodoo. And I can assure you that my actual amp sounds better than this. Yeah, not amazing. Like I said, I've spent a lot of time with that, and that's about as good as I could dial it in. I was messing around with the computer, I was messing around with the pedal. That's as good as I was able to get it. I captured about 4 different instances of that did have a boost pedal on it. I do have the gain cranked at 10. I had the gain at about 2 o'clock on the amp when I got the final capture. And of course, it complained about it being it complained about it being noisy, so it figured it wasn't going to give a good capture. So, to give you an idea of what the Tonex pedal sounds like with a capture, let me give you a quick comparison here. Should be about the same volume level. This is my Ampero from Hot Tone. This is just a pretty standard patch that I programmed in there. It's using an Angle Savage amp as the modeled amp. And you be the judge. Okay, so that is going to be the Hot Tone Ampero. And here I'm going to switch to the Mesa capture on the Tonex. Tonex Ampero. Oh, helps if I play it right. Back to the crate. So yeah, you be the judge. What sounds better? I really think it's going to be the Hot Tone Ampero. So for the amount of time I put into messing around with this with this Tonex, no, that gets a big thumbs down from me. So is it good for anything? I'm sure it is. Are there future units going to be good? I'm sure they will be. Just like the new Headrush Prime, where it's got the capture capability and modeling and all that stuff built into one unit. Once IK Multimedia can release something comparable to that with a much better user interface, it's going to be a completely different unit, I think. There can be some really good sounds you get out of this thing but the fact that my little, you know, like $300 used hot tone Ampero, which is quite a bit older, can even remotely compare is actually kind of funny. The other thing is that the Ampero has boosts in it. It has, you know, an expression pedal on the side. Like, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's this guy here. You know, similar size, a little bit bigger. The Tonex certainly shaves off some size without the pedal on it, but the expression pedal. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, like, this is really small. So I'm literally going to a band practice today. This is going to be going with me, and you know, I can hold down button 3 to get a tuner. It's kind of nice. Otherwise, I got to carry a power adapter or an actual like a pedal power supply in order to get a tuner pedal. Well, this has it built in. The Tonex doesn't have it. It also has, like I said, it's got boosts. You can put a bunch of cabs in there. Its own built-in cabs are pretty good on their own already. It has more connection capability with balanced XLR outs as well, whereas the Tonex just isn't big enough for that. They both have MIDI control. They both have a bunch of different things, but realistically, if you're looking for something in this size range, you want to use it and actually play out somewhere with it, I wouldn't get a Tonex. I would definitely look at the Hot Tone Ampero 2, which is the upgraded version of this, which has a lot more capability than even this does, and it does sound better as well with better IR capability and so on. The Tonex is kind of a dud, gotta say. You know, the idea is great. What I find interesting is I feel like the Tonex software is more capable than the Tonex pedal itself. And I also find that Amplitude from IK Multimedia is actually significantly better than anything I get out of the Tonex itself. So by just using that, especially if I'm using it in the situation where you've got a, you know, you're trying to reamp a guitar, just use Amplitude. It actually sounds significantly better than the Tonex. So, I mean, Tonex, sorry guys, it's a dud. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed having your hearts crushed, and, well, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.